Saving Expert News Show, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the market so that you know exactly what is happening. Now, I am slightly losing my voice, so I do apologize for that. But we're still going to do today's live stream because we have some really interesting cryptocurrency news to unwrap today. So first of all, let's take a look at, let's turn my phone on silent. Let's take a look at CoinMarketCap and see what's happening over there. Currently, we have Bitcoin at $17,442, and we have Ethereum at $1,335. Now, there is only me in today's live stream. Jordan will be back with us tomorrow for another cryptocurrency news show. But let's now take a look at the Bitcoin chart and see what is happening. I've just drawn a whole bunch of lines on here, so let's remove those from the chart today. We are looking at the daily chart, and you can see the RSI is at around 64, so it's slightly overbought, but not too concerning. And we have the MACD that is showing we have bullish divergence on the daily chart. I've been showing over on my YouTube channel that we have this level of resistance that we are watching out for over here, and that is at around 18,980, so just below the $19,000 level for Bitcoin right now. That is the level that I am watching. Usually Jordan goes into a lot more of an analysis for these live streams, so if you want to see that, make sure to check back in tomorrow at 11 a.m. But let's move on now to the cryptocurrency news and see what is happening. Jason is saying evening from Australia. Jess, thank you very much for tuning in. And Matthew says hello. Thank you very much for coming back for another live stream. We are going to do all of the cryptocurrency news this morning. My throat is so dead. I wasn't showing you the chart. That was the first mistake of today's live stream. Now you can see the charts a little bit clearer. Right, we'll run through that again. I'm losing my voice slightly. I've got a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for the croakiness of my voice. I haven't just woken up 5 minutes ago. I've been preparing this video for a couple of hours. But anyway, let's take a look back at the Bitcoin chart. You can see here we have this level of resistance, I think, just below the $19,000 level, and we have the RSI that on the daily chart has just changed. The RSI is looking up at 64, so slightly overbought. The MACD is looking like we have bullish momentum, not a huge amount, but it's there. We have seen a nice move yesterday, and we've seen 3 green candles so far. Bitcoin has been a nice place to be at the moment. Everybody is feeling positive in the space. Crypto Twitter's feeling positive. A lot of people are feeling a lot better about 2023. Gary said hello, CSE. Hello, thank you very much for joining. Alex said, good morning, Jess. Thank you so much for joining. Every single day, we do the best cryptocurrency news here, and we have a very exciting announcement coming within the next couple of days here on these live streams. We are going to announce something very, very exciting that we have been working on for so long. If you want to be one of the first people to use the Crypto Saving Expert website, which is launching very, very soon, please go over to cryptosavingexpert.com and put your email. Just click here and put your email in, and you will be one of the first to do so. You will get notified when we go live, and you will get a newsletter every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. recapping the previous week and seeing what's in store for the next couple of weeks for Bitcoin. Jason said, have a lemsip and a lie down. I know my voice sounds so bad, but we carry on. We've got to do these live streams every single day. We don't want to miss today's news, especially because today's news is very, very exciting. So let's do a like goal. Jordan always does a like goal. Let's do this. We currently have, how many viewers have we got on today's stream? 40 viewers. So can we all please hit the like button, and we will try and reach 25 likes by the end of today's live stream. We are currently on 16 likes. This is incredibly possible. Maybe we should up this. Maybe that was a bit conservative. Let's go for 50 likes. What have we got to lose? Hey, first of all, let's dig into the news now and see what's going on. Coinbase to let go of 950 employees in second round of layoffs. So we've seen Coinbase lay off some more people after the cryptocurrency winter that we have seen in 2022. And Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, has said dark times also weed out bad companies, as we're seeing right now. But those of us who believe in crypto will keep building great products and increasing economic freedom in the world. Better days are ahead, and when they arrive, we'll be ready. So they're looking at laying off different members of the team, and they're also looking at stopping projects that they don't think has a high success rate, a high chance of being successful for the company. So he explained in a blog post, as we examined our 2023 scenarios, it became clear that we would need to reduce expenses to increase our chances of doing well in every scenario. While it's always painful to part ways with our fellow colleagues, there was no way to reduce our expenses significantly enough without considering changes to headcount. So now they've given everybody that they've laid off a comprehensive package to support them, and they are looking at closing down a few projects that didn't have a high probability of being very successful. Now, they probably would have been successful, but we're in a bear market. We need to reduce our chances of having unsuccessful projects right now. So we are currently at somebody's just said we're at 24 likes. My screen is still showing, oh, we're at 33 likes. 50 is definitely possible. Maybe I've been a little too naive there. Well, let's go for 100. Let's do 100. We can do that. Next on today's video, we have Winklevoss openly accuses Genesis of defrauding users and asks DCG to fire Barry Silbert. So Barry Silbert is the parent company for Genesis Global Capital, and Gemini, which was a cryptocurrency exchange by the Winklevoss twins, had lent funds from the earned section of the Gemini exchange to Genesis Global Capital. And then, according to a public open letter that was published yesterday on Twitter by Cameron Winklevoss, he has accused DCG, who has Barry Silbert is the chief executive officer at DCG. DCG is the parent company of Genesis, and then Genesis had lent funds from Gemini. All of the words are very, very similar. He has said that obviously Genesis lost a huge amount of money after the Three Arrows Capital collapse, and Winklevoss has said that by lying, they hope to by DCG lying, they hoped to buy time to dig themselves out of the hole they created. Due to this, Winklevoss said 340,000 customers of the Gemini Earn program have lost their money, blaming Silbert particularly. Gemini's co-founder said Silbert had proven himself to be unfit and unable to tender a fair and reasonable resolution for both Gemini users and other lenders of Genesis. Gemini users who earn interest by lending to Genesis are reportedly unable to access $900 million in funds as the company halted withdrawals, citing exposure to FTX, which entered bankruptcy protection last November. So we have seen a lot of news about this in the last couple of months. We saw Gemini users not being able to access the funds they'd put in their earn section of the site. So the earn section was where you loan out your tokens and you earn interest for doing so. Now, the way that Gemini were creating this interest for its users was by lending the funds to Genesis, which is the DCG's child company. And now they've lost access to those funds. And it is because if we take a look down here, Winklevoss, it's because they've now lost access to the funds. This has been ongoing for a while, and they were wondering how they can get them back. We were speculating here on this channel that maybe they would set up a monthly payment plan to Gemini to enable to reimburse those customers of the Gemini platform. But now things have escalated in the public eye. We've seen things unravel on Twitter because there was a deadline that they needed to make some decisions by, which was on Sunday just gone. And now we've seen another public letter, and in this letter we've also seen Winklevoss ask DCG to fire Barry Silbert. So according to Gemini's co-founder Cameron Winklevoss, there is no path forward as long as Barry Silbert remains the CEO of DCG. In the letter, Winklevoss urged the DCG's board to fire Silbert with immediate effect and install a replacement who will right the wrongs that occurred under Barry's watch. The co-founder of Gemini also said that with new leadership of DCG, both Gemini and Genesis may be able to come up with a solution that would keep the case out of court and result in a win-win scenario for all parties concerned. Since stopping the withdrawals, creditors have been working to find a solution, and Winklevoss has said that the DCG did not act in good faith. He made the argument that Silbert had been using bad faith delay tactics through the case. Now, this I don't think is a reasonable ask. I don't expect to see this happen. It would be very interesting if it does. It sounds to me that Winklevoss is sort of saying that they're not going to come to any agreement with Barry Silbert because they are obviously, by the letters they are writing, finding him very hard to work with. But maybe they can come to a conclusion, and maybe they're just making these threats to scare him, but I don't think he'll be coming down from CEO of DCG anytime soon. Now, checking back into the chat, the Mikey Nice said, keep it real. That's why I enjoy watching you two. Thank you so much. Sean said, nice to see you this morning. Jordan is cool, but you are way better looking. Thanks for these comments, boosting my ego while I've got this cold. Let me have a little bit of my coffee to try and soothe my throat. I'm getting a bit croakier as the live stream goes on. Hopefully, oh, that really helped me a little bit. Hopefully, by the time I go live again at 7 p.m. on my own channel, my voice will be a little bit better, or it'll be nowhere at all, and you'll just have a silent live stream of me trying to squeak my voice out. But we'll see. Hopefully, throughout the day, we improve. Let's carry on to the next article now. Let's see how many likes we have on today's video so far. Let me refresh this page and see what we're on. We're currently on 41 likes. Thank you so much to everybody who has liked so far. Please don't forget to continue liking and sharing the video with your friends. If I go over to Twitter, can you please all retweet this tweet to help us in the algorithm? Help me while I'm on my own, ill and left stranded to do this live stream. Greg said, we do not need Jordan. Jess is great. Thank you so much for the words of positivity. Let me have another coffee sip and hopefully will improve. Right, carrying on to the next part of today's video, we are talking about how Solana's DEX Radium plans to compensate users after losing $4.4 million to a hacker. Now, this was back in December, and they offered a 10% bounty to the exploiter, and then this did not happen. The exploiter did not send the funds back. So in a December the 17th blog post, Radium confirmed that the hacker had exploited its liquidity pool, a V4's authority account, by obtaining access to the admin's account. To date, the platform has yet to discover how the attacker could access the admin's private key. Upon gaining access, the exploiter used the withdraw PNL feature, which is used to collect transaction fees to be sent to the decentralized autonomous community's treasury for buybacks of Ray. The withdrawal PNL smart contract is usually set to calculate the number of fees from each transaction to avoid total withdrawals from the pool. However, the attacker manipulated the function to see the funds in the pools as transaction fees and was able to make several withdrawals to the admin's account. The bad actor compromised 8 constant product liquidity pools, while concentrated liquidity pools, Radium's native token, Ray, staking programs, and other pool and funds remained unaffected. The attacker stole $4.4 million. Chris is saying can't see text in screen. Can everybody else see this text clearly? Maybe if I can make it a little bit bigger like this. Does this make it any better? Carrying on with today's video, let me know in the live chat if there's any problems. After discovering the attack, Radium deployed a hot patch which revoked the authority of the compromised account, preventing any further exploit on the pools. The authority then delegated the new account held on a hardware wallet, and the DEX also upgraded its V4 program through Squad's protocol multi-signature wallet standard to prevent further compromises. And now Radium has opened claims portal to compensate users. So the DEX initially offered the hacker a 10% bounty and the exploited Ray balance in exchange for the stolen funds. After failing to recover the funds, Radium proposed using assets in its treasury to buy back most of the stolen assets. And the first phase will be open to users with individual liquidity positions, while the second phase will be for third-party protocols. So we're seeing users get compensated, and this is not something we've seen recently in cryptocurrency. We've seen all of these collapses, and we've seen steps towards people getting compensated, but we are actually seeing action being taken place. So this is positive. We saw a couple of days ago that the Mt. Gox repayments have been pushed back another 2 months. This is just what happens in cryptocurrency, but at least we're seeing action, even if it's on the Solana network, which I'm not a huge fan of. We are seeing action and users receiving funds back. I'd be interesting to see how much those tokens are worth now that Solana has crashed. I haven't taken a look at this, so let's take a look at this together and see what's happening there. Radium is obviously, this must have had an effect on the price. Back in December, we saw the hack and we saw this isn't December yet. Back December is around here. We saw a slight move down. It was really the FTX collapse that saw this collapse, and this was probably in sync with when Solana collapsed as well. I expect a lot of projects on Solana took a similar effect to Solana did. Right, let's carry on to the next video. Everyone's saying it's all good on screen. Chris said it's all sorted. Thank you. Perfect. Let's check in with how many likes we've got. Maybe we should beat how many likes me and Jordan get. That would be fun, wouldn't it? We are currently on 45 likes on today's live stream. Let's go for 100. We'll be very impressed. I think Jordan's just put a tweet out for us, sharing the live stream. That is probably helping today's video. But let's all like today's stream so that he knows that I'm competent at doing these without him. I'm sure he knows that already, but let's just impress him, shall we? Let's move on to the next article now. We're on former FTX director Nashad Singh meets with prosecutors over SBF's fraud case. So former director of engineering at bankrupt crypto exchange FTX met with federal prosecutors in a proffer session for a cooperation deal in the firm's fraud case. Bloomberg reported Tuesday that the former executive attended the session last week at the South District of New York U.S. Attorney's Office, citing people familiar with the matter. According to the report, Singh has not been accused of any wrongdoing yet, and the step he has taken may further incriminate FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, who has already pleaded not guilty to 8 criminal counts. A proffer session is a meeting between the subjects and the prosecutors of an ongoing criminal investigation, which aims at evaluating evidence provided by the former for immediate acceptance or rejection. It is worth noting that a proffer session does not always lead to a cooperation agreement, as the prosecutors would have to weigh the value of the evidence given before making the decision. If the deal is signed, Tsai must plead guilty and then cooperate with law enforcement for possible leniency. Meanwhile, Tsai's colleagues Gary Wang, FTX co-founder, and Caroline Ellison, former CEO of FTX's sister trading firm Alameda Research, are working with authorities after pleading guilty to fraud charges. The former director would be the third person among SBF's inner circle to make such a move. So this is looking like more troubles for SBF. Through the cooperation, Tsai has given evidence about the FTX's financial contributions to the US elections. A major Democrat benefactor, Tsai has donated over $9.3 million to Democratic candidates and committees since 2020. He donated $8 million in the last election cycle, with SBF's Mother Political Action Committee, Mind the Gap, being one of the largest beneficiaries. In April 2021, the committee received $1 million. Additionally, bankruptcy court filings revealed that the former FTX director received over $540 million in loans from Alameda Research before the firm's demise. So last month, after disclosing the guilty wrongs of Wang and Ellison, the U.S. attorney urged individuals involved in the FTX saga to meet the prosecutors and speak up whilst they still could. We are seeing more and more news unravel about FTX and via SBF every single day, and this is becoming more interesting, more problematic for Sam Bankman-Fried, and that is exactly what he deserved. He used users funds when he shouldn't have done, and now he's getting all of the repercussions. Sometimes here in cryptocurrency, we don't see people get the repercussions they deserve. Sam Bankman-Fried is looking like he is definitely going to. He has potential to have 110 years in prison. Obviously, he won't live that long. But life imprisonment is looking like it's a possibility for Sam Bankman-Fried. Obviously, he's pleaded not guilty right now. He has the court date for October the 3rd or 4th, something around then. And that is when we will see more news unravel in terms of Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's check how many likes we've got today on today's live stream. We are currently at 52 likes. We've smashed 50 already. Thank you very much for everybody that has subscribed. I do sincerely apologize about the croakiness of my voice. Let me have another sip of coffee and hope that this improves before the end of the day. Let's carry on with another one of the Crypto Saving Experts articles. Again, if you weren't here at the start of today's video, I would like to say we have some very, very exciting news coming out within the next couple of days from Crypto Saving Expert. If you want to be one of the first people to use the site, hint, hint, make sure to go down here and sign up on cryptosavingexpert.com. We've all been working very hard. We're testing and testing and testing, nagging all of those final little touches to make it the most perfect website ever. Someone said the only problem in SBF will go to a resort prison with all the amenities he could ask for. Maybe because he's donated all of this money, he will get some special services, but hopefully not. Hopefully he gets treated like everybody else that has used user funds incorrectly. It's been awful. right? Hopefully we'll get through today's live stream. Just hopefully tomorrow's live stream, my voice will be a little bit better. Moving on to the next article we have here, the UK is planning to use stablecoins for wholesale settlements. After the news that from the last week that UK National Crime Agency is launching a specialised crypto team to fight cybercrime and fraud, the UK Treasury officially says the UK is fully behind stablecoins for wholesale settlements. So the UK is obviously trying, they've said maybe a year ago now, maybe two, that they wanted this UK to be a cryptocurrency hotspot. Has that happened? No. Have they made it easy for people to set up companies in the UK based around cryptocurrency? No. But we are seeing some sort of movement from the UK government. So let's take a look at this a bit further. On Tuesday, it was said in a meeting at Parliament that the UK government is fully behind a stablecoin for wholesale settlements between banks. Also, accordingly, the crypto technology could skyrocket different financial industries. According to the European Central Bank, wholesale is the settlement of interbank transfers and associated wholesale transactions in central bank reserves, referred to as a wholesale CBDC. The term wholesale CBDC is sometimes misunderstood as any significant payment made in central bank currency, regardless of who makes and receives the payment. This new attempt by the UK surges as an attempt to modernise wholesale CBDC. Saying a lot of words here. In the ECB vision, understanding, market participants must continue to have faith in their ability always to settle systematically significant wholesale liquidity and securities transactions using central bank money. Using central bank money in this situation should decrease risks in the financial system, safeguarding financial stability as it is the safest and most liquid settlement asset. This maintains monetary policy's transmission and strengthens public confidence in the single currency. So we're seeing the UK government make steps towards cryptocurrency. We're seeing that last week we saw an article where they were saying they were going to fight cybercrime and fraud, and they were trying to hire somebody to be a blockchain analyst and an auditor for about $40,000 a year. And that was you cannot get a decent blockchain developer that wants to audit at a high standard for $40,000 a year. They've really undervalued that job. So how good of a employer they'll get for that, I'm not sure on. Jamie Moore said, "Hi Jess, how do you deposit onto Tap? My bank has limited deposits." So you can buy Tap, I believe, through Bittrex or the Tap application. It depends on your jurisdiction, though. I assure you, Jordan will be in tomorrow's live stream. So if you have questions about that, drop those in tomorrow's live stream, and we'll see if he can answer some of those for you. Moving on, let's check again how many likes we've got. I'm really enjoying this. We're excelling my expectations. 25 was very low. We're at 56 so far. Me and Jordan usually get 100 together. So let's beat that like goal that me and Jordan usually get, and I can go and gloat to him that I can do it on my own. The next article we have here is BlockFi to share details of its assets and liabilities for bankruptcy proceedings on January the 11th. Bankrupt cryptocurrency lender BlockFi is planning to share details of its assets and liabilities, as well as statements of its financial affairs, with the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of New Jersey on January the 11th. Now, I never actually had funds in BlockFi, but I believe they were offering at the time huge interest rates on your cryptocurrency in the middle of the bull market. One thing this has taught me when we've seen all of these collapses is, however high the interest rates these exchanges are offering you, I'm not going to touch them anymore. It's just not worth losing your initial input in any scenario. Maybe when in the peak of the bull market, the chances of one of these going bankrupt is much, much lower, and I understand that. Maybe in the peak of the bull market, we'll want to enter some, but as soon as the bull market turns south again, that is not something that I'm going to be keeping my funds in for the long term. Carrying on with today's video, BlockFi to seek court approval for bidding process. In its presentation, BlockFi said shortly after its first bankruptcy hearing that it had reached out to 106 domestic and international buyers for some or all of its businesses, and that it would file a motion seeking court approval for bidding procedures on January the 30th. The lender stated that no member of its management team had withdrawn any crypto from its platform after October the 14th, nor made a withdrawal higher than 0.2 Bitcoin in value at any time after August the 17th. The firm added that in 2022, it completed approximately $7.7 billion in retail withdrawals, with its management team's withdrawals representing 0.15% of the total volume. And now BlockFi's woes. BlockFi filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of New York on November the 28th due to its significant exposure to now bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX and extreme market conditions. We've seen FTX just have a huge effect on the whole cryptocurrency markets, but I do believe now we are coming to the end of this. We've seen a whole domino effect for the entire of 2022, but it seems now hopefully cryptocurrency has turned over a new leaf. Every cryptocurrency company that weren't able to manage their own funds in a safe way seems to have been wiped off the table. Fingers crossed at this point. Hopefully there's not too many more to go. It has been very painful. A lot of people have lost a lot of money and it's not been nice to see. Now let's go back. I'm really enjoying this like goal. We are currently at 61 likes. Come on, let's get to 100 likes for today's video. We've still got a lot more news to share in today's video. Let me have another sip of my drink and see if Sylvia said it would be real nice if I could withdraw my BlockFi account balance from my BlockFi account. It would be, and hopefully users do get their funds back if they sell their assets. Then maybe we will see some positive news coming from this. It just takes a lot of time for things like this to happen and to be resolved, but maybe in this year or maybe next year, you will get some of your funds back. And even if they hold on for them that long, if you get reimbursed in cryptocurrency, maybe you'll have seen a nice profit. Anyway, moving on to the next article we have here. Here's why Crypto.com is delisting Tether for Canadian users. So we saw a news announcement yesterday that because of regulation in Canada, Crypto.com is delisting USDT. Let's take a look at this further. A spokesperson for Crypto.com also confirmed the announcement, saying that the decision was made in accordance with instructions from the Ontario Securities Commission as part of a pre-registration undertaking for a restricted dealer license. By January 31st, Crypto.com said USDT would be completely removed from users in Canada. Trading deposits and withdrawals of the stablecoin will also be suspended. And the exchange further warned that users with USDT balances should review and take necessary action to convert or withdraw the tokens before the final date. All remaining USDT balances after the aforementioned date will be auto-converted to USDC, according to the email. However, users may have to pay a retrieval fee to regain USD tokens deposited in their account. In some cases, fund retrieval may not be possible. So why have they actually suspended it? The commission have flagged Tether as a prohibited crypto asset in the province. Hence, Crypto.com cannot support the token as part of its re-registration undertaking. It's also worth noting that Canadian regulators have since beefed up scrutiny and regulatory requirements for cryptocurrency exchanges following the recent wave of collapses and losses that struck the industry in late 2022. So we're seeing regulations coming into the space to try and protect people of certain jurisdictions, but these regulations may affect the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. We're going to see a lot more regulations to be proposed within the next year, I believe. Whether they are good or bad for the industry, it will all be revealed. We do need some regulation, in my opinion. We can't have people like Sam Bankman-Fried running companies like FTX and using users' funds in ways that they shouldn't, completely gambling it away. We need some regulation and some accountability in that sense, but we also don't want too much regulation in the space, in my opinion. We don't want to lose the transparency that we have in cryptocurrency and other factors that bring people into the space. But moving on to the next article now, we've got 2 articles to go and a lot more because we come back every single day at 11 a.m. to release and discuss the latest cryptocurrency news. And tomorrow we will have Jordan, that martini guy, on the stream. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We are currently on 61 likes, and then we will hit. We have a subscriber goal. We are currently on 1,923 subscribers. We want to get to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure to subscribe. And you will see me back here tomorrow with Jordan, giving you all of his wisdom and knowledge and waffle on about everything about cryptocurrency because he has so much information to share on these streams. Moving on to the next article, though, we have, let me take another sip of my coffee. All right, we have Chicago-based Group 1 acquires 13.5% of MicroStrategy's stock. Group 1 Trading has acquired 1,262,744 shares of MicroStrategy, which is a 13.5% stake in the company. Chicago-based Group 1 Trading has acquired I've just said that long number, making it one of the largest shareholders of the Michael Saylor-funded enterprise software company. Group 1 is a proprietary trading firm that focuses on market making in the US equity options market. In 1.26 million shares it now owns represent 13.5% of MicroStrategy's Class A stock and are estimated to be worth around $240 million using MicroStrategy's current price of around $190. MicroStrategy now holds 132,500 Bitcoin. In late December 2022, MicroStrategy announced it had purchased an additional 2,500 Bitcoin at an approximate value of $42.8 million. The purchase meant that MicroStrategy now owns 132,500 Bitcoin, as I've just discussed. So it'd be very interesting to see how MicroStrategy performs when Bitcoin goes up. Usually we see a very, very nice pump for MicroStrategy stock. Moving into the next article now, we have BNB Retest. I keep touching my microphone and I feel like it is actually making a noise on your channel, your end, so I apologize about that. Let me have another sip of my coffee. We are currently at we are on 66 likes for today's stream. We've already beat yesterday. Well, we're about to beat yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream has 67 likes. So please make sure to continue hitting that like button and helping me with this live stream. Get us into the algorithm because we want to share the cryptocurrency news to as many people as possible. Every time we share these videos, it'll end up on more people's homepages. People will get interested in cryptocurrency, buy the dip, and then more and more people push the price of Bitcoin up to the moon, just like we all want it to. We've made it through the hard times of cryptocurrency in 2022. And now I do feel like it's time for it. We all deserve this little pump that we're seeing right now. And hopefully, long may it continue. It'll be very interesting to see how cryptocurrency plays out in the next couple of months. So the first couple of months of the year, I'm a bit unsure about, but I'm feeling confident that towards the end of the year, we are going to see some nice upwards movement. And we will, in my opinion, hopefully, not thanks financial advice, close the year higher than we opened, fingers crossed. That is what I'm expecting for 2023. And just a little snippet then, I got a bit distracted. Let's go back to the news here. We have BNB retesting $300 as likely despite Binance admitting past issues with BUSD's peg. So the general crypto market sentiment has been optimistic after Bitcoin blasted past the $17,000 resistance level to post a local peak of $17,510 early Wednesday. Bitcoin's bullish action has translated into similar gains in altcoins such as BNB Coin, which has managed to fend off calls for a dip to $183 following December's rush by Binance users to withdraw their funds. The one-day BNB USDT chart shows that Binance Coin has since reclaimed the $250 and $270 price areas as a support, and it is also trading above the 50-day red moving average. And we have some analysis here from one of our analysts here at Crypto Saving Expert. We have multiple analysts writing articles here so that you can see a different amount of views. So you can conclude your own analysis with the input and research from some of our analysts as well to support you in that. Chris said SBF is the world's biggest fraudster, lined the right pockets. He got bailed with stolen funds. How? Well, there's the question. He seems to have bought a lot of property in the Bahamas and is now just chilling in his penthouse, living his life. But let's carry on with BNB, taking a look at this. Binance Coin's BNB bullish outlook is despite recent news of the exchange admitting that it had some problems in the past maintaining the peg of BUSD and its collateral. According to a Bloomberg report, BUSD's reserves were sometimes uncollateralized by as much as $1 billion due to flaws in the management of its reserves. Bloomberg cited data by the co-founder of blockchain analytics company Chain Argos, which showed that BUSD reserves were on 3 occasions under-collateralized by $1 billion between 2020 and 2021. So when it's under-collateralized, that means if everybody tried to redeem their BUSD tokens for US dollars, they would have been $1 billion short. Now, that is a huge amount of money. The gap was the result of the process involved in minting BUSD. When a user purchased the stablecoin, Binance purchased BUSD from Paxos and mints the corresponding amount of the stablecoin on the blockchain the user has selected. But on some occasions, Binance minted BUSD without locking up the equivalent amount of Paxos issued BUSD in its Ethereum wallet to act as collateral. But the process has been improved. The process of maintaining the backing involves many teams and has not always been flawless, which may have resulted in operational delays in the past. Recently, the process has been much improved with enhanced discrepancy checks to ensure it's always backed 1-to-1, said this Binance spokesperson. And they also said, despite variances in the data, at no point were redemption impacted for users. So we're seeing some positive. Obviously, it's not good to hear that now, but at least we're out of the clear. Now they're discussing it and they're saying the problem is solved. We're seeing resolutions take place. So it's nothing to be concerned about now. If that news had broken at the time, I'm sure there would have been a huge bank run of people trying to withdraw or exchange their BUSD tokens. But we're all sorted now and we're in 2023, the year of upwards movement for crypto, hopefully. This is also the year that we want to hit 100,000 subscribers here on this channel. We are currently at, it's loading, 68 likes on this live stream and 1,923 subscribers. So thank you very much to everybody who has liked and subscribed during today's live stream. Make sure to turn on your notifications as well so that you don't miss future live streams. We'd go live every single morning, sometimes with that martini guy, Jordan, where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news and we show a little bit of Bitcoin and sometimes Ethereum analysis as well. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for everybody that has been chatting in the chat. It makes it a whole lot easier when people are having conversations or asking questions in the chat for me. So thank you very much for all of you that do so. And we will be back tomorrow. Don't forget to sign up to cryptosavingexpert.com. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Now it's going to take 20 seconds to end.